Well, hello there. Episode 61 of Worth the Calories. You know the score by now. The series where I potentially waste my precious calories. They are precious. I have quite a few calories. I move a lot. I'm a big guy. But they're still precious. Whatever your calorie allowance, those calories are precious. Anyway, the series where I potentially waste my precious calories so you lovely people don't have to. And we're back to, original. No, back to basics in this one. Back to basics. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, last episode 60, if you've not seen it, we just did pizzas, didn't we? Calorie controlled, portion controlled pizzas. We had 400, 500 calories, 200, 600 calories. Anyway, in this one, we're just back to like 5 random foods. I think it'll be 5. I actually don't have a clue. I think at the moment I've got maybe 3. So we'll see what we find as the week goes along. But first up for this episode is something I have been wanting to try for ages. Don't get too excited. Please, don't get too excited. I get way too excited about things that I should not get excited about. Tell us more, Neil. No, that's a different story. But anyway, straight in. Jason Sourdough Crumpets is what we are on with today. Jace is a good guy. He makes some very, very nice sourdough bread, which I personally am a fan of. Anyway, I've never tried the Barms. They also do like Barms. It's all sourdough. Do they do tiger rolls? I've never tried those, actually. I've only ever tried the loaves, but love me a crumpet. I certainly do. And yeah, as soon as I knew Jason's were bringing sourdough crumpets out, I was like, I need to try them. I've had sourdough crumpets before. Morrison's, really good. Own brand. ALDI do a sourdough crumpet, though. I never get involved in the politics too much. You put these posts on social media and you go, that's not proper sourdough, that's not this, that's not. I get it, I totally get it, like proper sourdough, it's meant to have fermented, like a fermented starter kit, it's not meant to have yeast in it or something like that. And I don't get involved in the politics of it. I just eat stuff, alright? And if I enjoy it, I'll tell you. If I don't, I don't. But anyway, all I know is these will be proper, authentic sourdough crumpets. So some people are like, Aldi's on authentic. I don't care. Not interested. But I know these were like proper authentic. And do you know what? I put maybe the Morrison's or the ALDI sourdough crumpets on, and then someone said, have you tried Jason's? And I was like, no, I haven't. And these are fairly new out. I put these on my social media today, saying I'm looking forward to trying them. Lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people saying they love Jason's, they love Jason's sourdough. But these pesky monkeys don't tick the box. Anyway, let's get what we're going for toastiness wise. I'm going a big bit of toastiness. 4 minutes we are going for on the toaster. You've really got to... I put on some sourdough crumpets again on social media. Honestly, it blows my mind where people's mindsets go. If people have got time to worry about my crumpets not being toasted enough, you're in a very nice situation. Anyway, yeah, I put like bacon and eggs and some sourdough crumpets on. They're not toasted enough. Oh, what did you toast your crumpets with? A flipping lighter or something like that? I can't remember what the comments were. Sourdough crumpets are pretty pale. And to get them like very brown, you have to absolutely, basically break your teeth on them pretty much. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just filling gaps while my crumpets are toasted. You don't need to fill gaps, Neil. Just stop the video and then just come back in when it's toasted. No, I can't. Why? I've not told you the calories. I'll do that. Then I'm going to have a break while this toasts and then I'll whack a bit of butter on it. We'll eat it and we'll see if it's any good. Anyway, 123 calories each. Now that's a bit spenny for a crumpet. Crumpets are normally about 95 calories. I have no idea what these are weight-wise. They feel slightly bigger maybe than a standard crumpet, like a Warburton's crumpet. But anyway, they're 123 calories. 3.7 grams of protein, 0.8 grams of fibre. So basically, 1 gram of fibre, zero. Well, not zero, there was 1 gram, but yeah, very low in the old fibre steaks. 3.7 grams of protein. But it's a carb, so, unless it's had some pea protein added to it or anything, I'm not expecting it to have loads of protein. Anyway, I am filling now. Cut to me eating a buttery toasted crumpet. All right, now, for those people that say I don't toast my crumpets enough, 6 minutes, that's Sam. That is 6 minutes, and listen to the crunch when I bite it. You can't get sourdough crumpets to go brown. Run over. How about a review, Neil? It's good. It is good. I don't know what people are on about on social media saying they don't like them. I think sometimes people, they expect it just to be a Warburton's crumpet. It's sourdough. It's a bit like if you just had a slice of sourdough bread without toasting it. It is a bit dry, and it's got that tang at the end of it because it's sourdough. This actually doesn't have that, which I was expecting, because like I say, I've had Morrison's sourdough crumpets and I've had ALDI sourdough crumpets, and they didn't have that like true sourdough tang, and I was expecting these to have it. It does taste like a crumpet to me, but a bit denser. That's what I tend to find with these sourdough crumpets. They're a bit like dense, a bit heavier in consistency, and they don't toast as well. They're quite a bit more rubbery. Now, I'm not saying I'm an aficionado. Is that a word? I have no idea. Change it, Neil. Expert. I'm not saying I'm an expert in sourdough crumpets, but this is my third variety of sourdough crumpet, so I'm probably a bit more experienced than other people in sourdough crumpets. And it's lovely. Is it any better than the Morrison's or the Aldi ones I've had? No, it's not. It's pretty standard for me. It's fine. It's a flipping toasted sourdough crumpet, but there's nothing for me to get mega excited about. It's just, well, it does what it says on the tin, Jason's isn't cheap. Is there anything in there that's going to make me buy them over an own brand like Aldi or Morrison's, which are obviously quite a bit cheaper? And the Morrison's ones are probably I don't know if I reviewed them actually, worth calories. I think the Morrison's ones are probably the best ones I've had. They're really good. Will I eat them quite happily? Yeah. But have they set my world on fire? No. And the fact they are a bit spenny on the old calories. Hang on. Right, now I've not had a look at size, but I've just had a quick scan at Morrison's and Aldi's. Morrison's like just over 100 calories. I know they're only 123, it's nothing crazy. Aldi's like 95 calories. So I've got to say, and this is a very rare thing for me when it comes to Jason's, I think the Aldi Morrison's ones are equally as good, if not slightly better, and they're less calories. So would I buy them again over those? No. So I've got to say on this occasion, they're getting a 6.8 and they're just not quite worth the calories for me. Next up for this episode of Worth the Calories, we're kind of doing, because I've not actually got a lot. You'll have to forgive, Betty is just being a right greedy womp. She's just womped down a load of biscuits and now she's coughing everywhere. I'm not starting the video again. Well, I will, but I'm not going to start the video again. I'm going to start again myself. Right, I've not got loads of foods this week. Don't know why. That might change. We're only a couple of days in. But we're going in with a triple threat. So this might act as 2, 3, and 4 of this video. Or it might act as just one segment if I find a few more things that I'm going to review this week. To be honest with you, I've not really been out and about much yet. So I'm going to go and have a little scan about. We've done the Jason's crumpets. Let's get on with it now. What are we doing now? What's the triple threat? We're doing the new brand new chicken poppers in Aldi. So basically, little snack packs of chicken. Now these are ready to eat and go, but they're not where the sandwiches are. They are basically in like the deli part of the fridge. Like in my Aldi, you've got like the cold meats, and then you kind of got little pork pies and stuff. They're kind of in that section there. Anyway, 3 flavors: Korean style, barbecue, Italian. They're all very... Now I've just got dogs. Blossom is the noisiest drinker in the world. Oh, she's finished now. Slopping her chops. I was going to say then, I lost my words. I was going to say, I just said slopping her chops. You guys are probably thinking, yeah, a bit like you, Neil, when you're eating. Yeah, she takes after her dad. Anyway, yeah, basically, I think these are all very similar calories. Sometimes Aldi do not make the nutritional labels easy to read. Right, so and I am blind as a bat, and it's quite dark in here. Am I not seeing it? Anyway, yeah, there are 153 calories for half the pack. I think they're all very, very similar. This is when you know you're old. 146. Go check my social media. I put a picture of them on a week or two ago. And have a look on that. 162. Yeah, so they're all very similar in calories. And per half a pack, they make this bit easier. 10.4 grams of protein. I'm just going to say they're all 150 calories for half a pack. Pack. Oh God, it's going from bad to worse, this one. Anyway, 10.4 grams of protein. I've got a bit of a cold. I think that's why. That's what I'm going to blame it on, that I can't talk properly. 10.4 grams of protein for around 150 calories. 11.5, 11.8. So in all honesty, they're pretty much samey. Some people know, well, it's chicken. How's chicken not 10 calories for 1 gram of protein? Because it's got flavouring, seasonings, coatings, fillers in it. Get over it. It's still not bad for a little option. Anyway, we're going to go straight in. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to go least protein first, which is Korean. Then we'll go barbecue. And then we'll go Italian style. So, Korean poppers. Let's go. 2 more. There. Really tasty. Succulent chicken with garlic, ginger, and chili. They do taste like they're slightly breaded. Similar to like a chicken satay skewer. You know, the little chicken satay skewers you get with a bit of sweet chili dip. That is what those remind me of. Very, very tasty. I'm going to have one more of them. Having a sandwich, packed lunch, office, home, don't matter. A little bit of something on the side or just a little bit of a snack halfway through the afternoon. 150 calories for nearly 11 grams of protein. They are delicious. They're really good. Better than fridge raiders. I really like them. 8.5 out of 10 worth of calories. Barbecue. I can be a bit hit and miss with barbecue stuff, you know. I can find it quite sickly at times. It can be a bit synthetic, would be the word. So, let's go in. Just what I said. Synthetic, quite sweet. Texture's nowhere near as good as the Korean ones. Very dense, but chewy. Not for me then. Like I said, I can be very hit and miss with barbecue. Bit better protein than the Korean ones, but that's pointless if I don't want to eat them. Yeah, 5 out of 10. Not worth the calories. Last one. Italian. From my social media, I think this has got the best reviews. I think a lot of people are like, oh, the Italian ones are lovely. They've also got the most amount of protein in. Yeah, these feel more like the Korean ones. I don't know what they've done with them barbecue ones. Anyway, Italian, let's go. Succulent chicken with tomato and herb. Subtle flavour. Much better texture than the barbecue. Similar to the Korean. Not as good a flavour. Alright, oh. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. I'm going to sit on the fence for them. Again, 150 calories. I think they're the lowest calorie ones, like 140 odd. nearly 12 grams of protein for an afternoon snack. That is decent. And they're all right. Will I eat the rest of that packet? Yeah. Will I buy them again? Personal preference, just because I'd buy those because they're the best ones. Maybe not, but still, yeah, on the fence, sort of like, the benchmark, 7 out of 10, worth the calories. I did say yesterday we might not have any more foods for worth the calories, but guess what? I don't know if you can hear a whirring sound. Just as I've decided to record this bit of the episode or do a new food review, there's a guy with a forklift truck that's decided just to run up and down the lane, dropping off stone, it looks like. I don't know where he's taking it to. Anyway, if you can hear every so often that's my impression of a forklift truck driving up and down our lane. We can't hear it, Neil, so it was pointless mentioning it. Brilliant. Anyway, I did say, didn't I, we might have no more foods. We have got more foods. Jumped in the cupboard. I've got a bit of a cold, bit of man flu at the moment. And I just fancied like a bowl of warmth. I've had porridge this morning for my breakfast. And I was like, I fancy a bit of a ramen bowl. Not had one for ages. And I normally have noodles scattered everywhere around the kitchen. So I've gone digging deep into the cupboards. And I found some noodles, which I did buy to review. If you remember, maybe 4-5 episodes ago, I reviewed the Mayflower salt and pepper chicken seasoning. At the same time as buying that seasoning, I bought the Mayflower fresh instant noodles. I don't know how you get fresh instant noodles. How are they fresh? They're literally, well, I assume they're soft. They look it, they're not dried. And then they're sort of vat packed. Doesn't really matter, does it, why we get fresh instant noodles? But we've got fresh instant noodles. Anyway, why I picked these up is because so many people struggle to track noodles. And it's because they get confused between dry weight, so as they come in the pack, and then made up weight. Now, obviously, water, here comes the forklift truck. Obviously, water doesn't have calories in it. But it's about volume. So basically, this is where we get confused. It'll say per 100 grams, the noodles will say 90 calories, right? And then when you look at the packet, it says the packet weighs 77 grams. 77 grams is the dried weight. 100 grams for 90 calories is the made up weight. So it is the noodles plus water. So basically, 77 grams dried weight, 100 grams made up, is like 15 grams of dried noodles plus water because it's increasing the volume. I always struggle to explain it. It's always right in here. But basically, 77 grams of dry noodles is not 77 grams of volume wet noodles. No, it's like 400 grams. I still don't think I'm explaining it great. One day I will do. Anyway, these, forklift truck on its way, these make it simple. Why? Because rather than doing made up weight, dried weight, maybe it's because they are fresh instant noodles, literally it just says per serving is 200 calories. 255 grams in the box, one serving is 127.5 grams, off 200 calories. Dead simple. Why can't every noodle company just make it really simple? Well done, Mayflower, on that. So I'm actually going to eat the full pack. I just don't know whether to go for chili or chicken. I think I'm going to make both. They've been in the cupboard for a bit. So I think I'm going to make both up. And then whichever one I prefer, I'm going to make like a noodle dish out of them. But anyway, they're both exactly the same. They are both 200 calories for half a pack, which is what they call a serving, or a full pack is, 400 calories, which I think is pretty decent. Pair it with some lean protein, chicken breast I'm going to put it with. I've got a bit of pak choy in there as well. And you're going to be under 600 calories for a pretty decent, hopefully, noodle dish. Anyway, cue me coming back with 2 made up sets of Mayflower noodles, and we'll decide which is best and we'll decide if either of them, or both of them, are worth the calories. Now, you're going to have to forgive the background noise because I've got the microwave going and I've got the air fryer going with some chicken in. But something I've just noticed when making this, so this is 400 calories for the packet, right? And then basically what you do, this is the chili one, so I've not started this one yet. Basically, this is to microwave. You can cook them in a pan apparently. You snip it a corner off, microwave them for 2 minutes, and then you put them into a bowl, and then you mix in seasoning, soy sauce, but the interesting one, oil. Right? Bear with me, I'm getting somewhere with this. So I've got my tap on as well. There's noise everywhere. Microwave's going to ping any second now. I've weighed these sachets 17 grams each, so we've got to take into account the plastic. Basically, there is 120 calories of oil in each of these. I don't need that much oil in my noodles. Let me turn the microwave off. So I'm thinking of just putting half in. 3 teaspoons, 120 calories. That's going to knock 60 calories off. So you're going to be at 340 calories. Now, whether they taste decent with just half the oil in, I have no idea. But yeah, I just thought I'd highlight that. Another thing to mention, they've got 11 grams of protein. I know it's not much to write home about. 0 fibre. So there's no fibre come up on NutriCheck, and I've just... Alexa, stop timer. Noises everywhere. I've just checked on the nutritional label. There's no fibre in there either. So 0 fibre, 11 grams of protein. We're not eating them for protein. But again, for the whole pack, 340 calories if you just use half the oil, which is what I'm going to do. Again, I think that's pretty decent. Anyway, come back. I'm going to have made them both. And then we'll try them both, and then I'll decide which one I'm going to make my little chicken dish out of. Noodles. First thing I'm going to say is there's absolutely no way half one of these is a portion. Unless you're a field mouse or a borrower or something. Yeah, you're going to need a full one of those. But I have, this is the chili one. This is the chicken one. Can't really see a difference between, like, the seasonings. Maybe the chicken seasoning is obviously slightly different. The oils are different because one oil was orange, that's the chicken one. This chili one was red. And I've just used half the oil. So I've already saved myself 60 calories. So these are like 340 calories now for 12 grams of protein. Anyway, let's try and both. Let's try and both. And let's see which one we're going to make our little cheeky noodle dish with. Oh my god. That chili one is hot. And I only used half the chili oil. Oh, I don't know if there was chili in this as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to taste these chicken ones. Woo! I might do half and half. Oh my god. I've got a right kick. Right, let's try these chicken ones. You definitely don't need all that oil. Oh, I like them. I really like the texture of them. They're like a bit al dente. I think the chili one's got more flavour than the chicken one. I think both of them, even though I've put a full pack of soy in, would benefit from a bit of Susie. But I wouldn't just make that and eat it. You know, we're going to put some bits in. I'm going chili for my chicken dish. Right, I'll be back. I'll show you the chicken dish and then we'll rate both packs of noodles. There's your little dish. I've got some air fried pak choy, got the full portion of chili noodles, and then chicken. I've just butterflied a chicken breast, beating the crap out of it a bit, basically. Seasoned it with some all-purpose seasoning, air fried it, and then chopped it up in a little drizzle of sweet chili sauce. I don't actually know the numbers on this. Do you want to know? It's not a cooking show, Neil. It's worth the calories. Let me tell you the numbers on this. 577 calories. That doesn't include the sweet chili sauce. 48 grams of protein. Let's rate the noodles. I really like them. I love the texture of them, you know, not being like a very the thicker. You know, like you get the thin instant noodles. For me, they can do with a bit more flavour. Maybe the extra oil might give them that, but I don't think so. Bit of Susie salt will give them that. I like them. 2-minute noodles. That's how long they take. 2 minutes. Put them into a pot. Mix the stuff in. Make a dish. They're not the best noodles I've ever eaten, but they're pretty decent. And a great addition to a cupboard for a quick and easy meal. I think the chili ones are better than the chicken ones. The chicken ones I'm going to give 7 out of 10 worth of calories. The chili ones, 8 out of 10 worth of calories. Last up for this episode of Worth the Calories, considering I thought I wasn't going to have many foods this week, yeah, we've done all right. We've got there in the end, haven't we? And we're going to finish off strong with something sweet and something Christmassy. Yes, the first Christmas review for Worth the Calories for 2025. And we have got ALDI's Christmas Munch Mix. Yes, the, what is it? M&S. The M&S dupe. So if you've not had M&S Munch Mix, why on earth not? They do 2 types. Actually, I think they do 3 this year. I've only had 2. They do a green tin and a red tin, and I think they're doing a peanut butter and like jelly one. Anyway, the originals, the OGs, is the green and red tin. Green tin's miles better than the red tin. I actually don't know what this is trying to replicate because it's got bits of both in there. So the green tin is sweets, white chocolate popcorn, little smarty things, few other bits and pieces in there. Chocolate covered pretzels. The red one is plain pretzels, milk chocolate, popcorn, some clusters, some other bits and pieces in there. Anyway, the green one's better than the red one when it comes to M&S. This seems to have like elements of both. Now, Aldi did do this last year. You get 2 packs. You get your little chocky bits, your popcorn, your pretzels are in there, and then you get your sweeties in this one. Aldi did this last year, and it was pants, right? You know I'm a big Aldi fan. But compared to the M&S one, it was not very good. You literally just got tons and tons of popcorn, nothing else. Anyway, they've made it better. They have made it better. Well, I don't know that. There definitely looks like more variety in this year's. And from what I've seen online, it is better. The M&S one's a tenner a tin, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it is a tenner a tin. This one from Aldi is $5.99, but the M&S one you get 460 grams. With Aldi's you only get 350, so it's nearly a quarter less. So that would make M&S's like £7.50. It's only a quid or so dearer than this one. Gotta watch these things. On the surface it might seem much better value, and it is cheaper per 100 grams, but sorry, you've got to mix it all together. But yeah, it is cheaper per 100 grams, but not by loads. Anyway, here we go. The Aldi one is less calories per 100 grams. The M&S one is 457. The Aldi is about 400. So 100 grams of this, 400 calories. Should we see exactly how much 100 grams is? That'd be good, wouldn't it? How do you... I always think this when you've got so many different bits, because obviously popcorn, chocolate's going to be slightly more calories than popcorn, this and that. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to weigh like a little bit of everything, basically. A few sweets, a few bits of popcorn, a few chocolatey bits, up to 100 grams, and we'll see exactly what... So we've got popcorn. Let's do 25 grams of popcorn. That might be quite hard, actually, because there isn't that much. Let's do 15 grams of popcorn. Yes. I can't wait to try these Santas. We'll put a couple of Santas in there. These look like mini eggs, to be honest with you. They're more Easter, aren't they? Put a few of them in. Get a few of the other little sweets in. I'm fully aware this is taking time now, so I'm just going to speed up a little bit. Do you know what? That is 101 grams, and I think I've got a pretty decent variety. So that is about 400 calories in there. I get it, it's not the lowest calorie thing in the world, is it? It's not meant to be, it's bloody Christmas. Anyway, let's give it all a go. First, I'm going to go with the popcorn, because one thing I remember from last year, the popcorn was quite stale. Pretzel. I love these little pretzels. Matching with a bit of chocolate. I think this is a mini egg. It is. One thing Aldi does a lot of things well, but one thing it does do well is chocolate. Its chocolate is banging. I don't know what these little chocolate bits are here. Oh, all right. Little biscuits. Yeah, so that little biscuits. Actually, these are like a mini egg. It is miles better than last year's. It really, really is. Last thing I'm going to try is a Santa. Much better, doesn't tell me forever to eat it. Much better variety than, such a nightmare with these. I'm just picking out, I'm just going to have a couple more. There's a couple more. That's what we say. Next thing we're a tin down. Right? Let me put that back in there, or else Rachel will shout at me if I eat it all. Right? Wow. That's Santa's value for money. Anyway, if you had Aldi's Munch Mix last year and you didn't think it was brilliant, I didn't. That is miles better than last year. Is it as good as M&S's? No. It isn't. But it's still good. But it's not as good as M&S's. M&S's green one is just elite. It's so, so good. It is a bit cheaper. If I bought that, would I be disappointed? No. And the big thing for me is, it is better than last year. It really, really is. Honestly, it was rubbish last year. Really, really bad. Tin of that for $5.99, including the tin. And then you can get top-up bags, which are cheaper. So that for $5.99, including the tin, is pretty damn decent. And at the end of the day, I know you get less than that one, but per 100 grams, it is still cheaper than M&S. You're going to be paying for that size in M&S, like it'd be $7.50, and that's $5.99. And £1.50 is £1.50. I could just see it and polish the lot off. I'm not going to. Very, very nice indeed. I've got to take into account it's not quite as good as M&S's. So I'm going to go for an M&S. I'm not going to review the M&S one. That would be in the 9s. It really, really would. The green one. I absolutely love it. That, 8 out of 10. Worth the calories. There we go. We've made it through another episode of WTC. We've also got WTC on tour now. Worth the calories on tour. If you've not checked it out, I put a new video up yesterday. Spud Bros. I'd appreciate you going and have a look at that. That'd be amazing. But yeah, now going forward for the rest of 2025, only got 5 full weeks left. And I think, in all honesty, no, I'm probably going to try and do another 5. But we've started it now. We're going to move more into some Christmas content. I think that's where we're going to go going forward. There's not loads of new foods that come out. Certainly what I call everyday foods that I want you guys or that you guys are able to build in to add a bit of variety to what you're eating. January, there'll be tons of those. Content will be coming out my ears. So I'm not saying I won't review some standard foods as well, but I think we're going to go more Christmas based for the next 4 or 5 episodes of 2025. Anyway, until next time, make sure everything you eat is worth the calories and make sure you boss your weight loss.